Hi, this is Cecilia from Tarot by Cecilia, and this is your weekly tarot guidance for the week starting September the 7th through September the 13th, 2015. Now, this looks like a very interesting week. We have just left Venus retrograde, okay? And we are in the shadow of Mercury going retrograde. So let's keep all of that in mind as we do this, as well as the last day for this guidance is the 13th. There is a partial solar eclipse in Virgo at the new moon. So these are all influences that we have going on at the moment. Now, we start the week with that feeling of having survived Venus retrograde. What fell apart? What relationships fell apart? What are we salvaging from that time period? So that's how we begin it. And we're ready to move forward now. So, let's see. It would appear that with this Venus direct now, that some people have actually, I want to say in a way, like put down their sword. You know, in other words, they stopped fighting the battle. There were so many relationship disagreements going on for the past 6 weeks. So now we can get back on track. Not saying that everything is perfect in that relationship again. Not at all. However, we now know our direction that we wish to take. And we're going to go forward. So, control. And not control in a controlling way. This is about control where you feel like you finally are getting a grip on this particular issue again. Good idea. Good idea. So you're having a much more carefree feeling about it all. However, you still have to trust. There's a lot of trust involved right now because there's so much planetary fog. So let's keep that in mind as we proceed. Teamwork issues could become a problem with that fog that Mercury's creating, all right? Because not everybody has their act together. These things can crop up at any time. It can be silly things, or it could be something major. So keep your circle close, especially when you're working, and make sure that you're keeping an eye on your teammates because somebody may drop the ball, and you don't want it to be you. So just remember that communication is of the utmost importance at this time. Communicate effectively. And you know what? It is about time for some doors to start opening. This is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I see some communication here starting to go back and forth this week. And what I like about it is that it brings healing. And I don't want to use this word to get everybody excited because you're going to think it's something big and major, but it's like a miracle. All right? It is like a miracle. There is something that's going to come this week into your life that helps this healing process because you've been going through so much and you need for this to happen. It's part of your hopes and dreams and your happiness and healing things that have happened in the past. So as this communication, and I really feel it comes through communication, whatever form, there's so many forms of communication nowadays, but it's going back and forth. But what you're being asked to do as this is happening is to go with the flow, all right? Be flexible because you don't know how it's going to turn out. And honestly, I think it turns out in your favor, all right? Things that you could only have hoped for. You're going to wind up with more choices as a result of this. It's a very beautiful thing. And you're going to feel like going forward, all right? Forward, backward, all around. It just, courage and strength are involved here, all right? Because whatever this issue has been, wherever this healing is coming in, it's not solving a particular problem today. There is still a ways to go. Remember that. Whatever the events of this week are, they're leading you up to what you need. But what is happening is beginning that healing process. Like you can see that something is finally going to take place. And for many of you, it involves legal options, contracts, things of that nature, which gets a little scary around this time, with Mercury about to retrograde. But just seeing it as though it's necessary and it needs to be done. And it gives a beautiful new beginning. Like finally you feel like you're being propelled forward when all of this takes place. So this is a very interesting week indeed. Now, commitment-wise, there are commitments to celebrate. And a lot of times, when I say commitment, many people think I'm referring to love commitments. I'm referring to all different commitments. And there is just a lot to celebrate over this coming week. Very, very nice. What the actual celebration is for the change itself. Because what's going to happen is you're going to take over in this change. This is what I'm seeing here, is you're taking over. It is a new beginning for you, and it sort of lit a fire for you, where you were down for so long, and now maybe that little miracle that came in, that good news that came in, is what you needed to help you finally take care of things and have a solution, and you'll be on your way. So, interesting indeed. There's still a little more time left of not knowing. So it's an odd time. It's like you've been given something to be able to go forward, but at the same time you don't know where you're going. Interesting. But it will help to restore peace, balance, harmony in your life in the long run. And just the idea, and I keep saying it, the idea that you will have choices. Like finally having some choices. They're good choices. So you can pick and choose. I like this a lot. And what it shows me, especially because this is near the end, so we're up near the new moon that's coming on Sunday, is you being able to really look forward and just leave behind, because what has been going on now for many of you, this goes back to 2012. It's absolute nonsense. I think everybody needs to get ready to write that book, because it's just crazy what has been happening. So it's time. It's finally time to begin to cut away. Is it the one special miracle that you've been hoping for? Maybe for some of you it is. But you might be hoping for the wrong miracle as well. So see what happens, because I see a lot of love attached to this. And the love is for you, for yourself, because there is so much joy in the moment. So I really think that many of you will find a very positive happening over the week. Now, the thing that it is, like I said, healing was involved. Okay, so there's pain. And the pain is part of what needs to be left behind. So there's many things that this could be. For some of you, if you've been working on a divorce, you may finally reach that point where you know that it's for real and it's going to happen. Things of that nature. Suddenly there is some reality to what is taking place in your life, and you can see that your life is going to start to move forward. So I really like this a lot, because it's showing me new beginnings all over the place and feeling more carefree. So this isn't going to apply to every single thing. Just remember that. There may be things that crop up that aren't shown in this reading that are like, I didn't see that coming. But obviously we're never meant to see everything. But what I see here is very good. And I wish you all luck this week. And I'll see you here next week. Thank you. And I also want to say that if you look on my page or my website, you will find that I have a contest this week only. And it is called, What Does the Universe Have in Store for You? Okay, this is going to be a free reading, which lasts 25 to 30 minutes. The only thing that you have to do is to submit your story to me as to why you deserve this reading. And I would really love to know, because your reading will then be used for a minimum of 6 months. I may do it again in 6 months. And it will be for everyone to listen to. There will be total anonymity. Your name will not be, told. Your story, however, may be shared so that people understand the reading. But it will be a full-length reading done especially for you if you're chosen. So I want to urge you to check it out and get in touch with me and tell me your story. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great week.